Japan, the land of innovation, longevity, and now collapsing hospitals. With the highest number of hospital beds per capita in the developed world, nearly 13 per 1,000 people, Japan has long been hailed as a healthcare success story. But behind the precision and order lies a brutal truth. The system is bleeding out. This isn't clickbait. This isn't a drill. More than 60% of hospitals are operating in the red. Rural clinics are vanishing. Doctor shortages are deepening. And the country's ability to care for its aging population is quietly collapsing. Today, we'll unpack the perfect storm threatening to bring down one of the world's most admired healthcare systems, and why Japan may be the first advanced nation to face medical collapse not from war or disaster, but from the slow erosion of sustainability. While other industrialized nations like the UK and Canada also face staffing shortages and rising healthcare costs, Japan's crisis is uniquely severe. Why? Because it combines extreme longevity, declining birth rates, and a rigid medical reimbursement model that simply doesn't scale. According to NHK and MBS News, over 70% of large hospitals are losing money from core services. In 2024 alone, over 100 hospitals either shut down or filed for bankruptcy. This is no longer a trend. It's a tipping point. And for many, the collapse is not a statistic. It's personal. One woman who arrived at her local hospital was shocked to find the doors closed for good. A handwritten notice taped to the entrance informed her that the hospital had shut down permanently. She said, "It was so sudden. I never imagined it would go bankrupt. I was completely caught off guard." At another facility, a man seeking treatment was told flatly, "We've gone bankrupt. Please go to another hospital." These aren't isolated incidents. They're warning signs, and this is likely just the beginning. Just 2 years ago, only half of Japan's hospitals were in the red. That number has now climbed past 60%. If the current trajectory continues, Japan's healthcare system could be overwhelmed by the end of this decade. And with one of the world's oldest populations, it might not take much. Just one viral outbreak, one mutation, one pandemic-level event to push it over the edge. Imagine your elderly grandmother needing urgent medical care, and the nearest hospital, once 30 minutes away, is now over an hour. Does she drive herself while in pain, or does she quietly accept her fate? Imagine you're a young couple trying to start a family. The government encourages you to move to a rural town to help revitalize the community. But your pregnant wife suddenly needs emergency delivery, and the only hospital with a maternity ward is no longer within reach. What do you do? Imagine being injured on a weekend hike in the countryside, only to find the nearest emergency room permanently closed. Imagine being a nurse who has worked in a local clinic for 15 years, only to watch it close down, and be told to apply at the city hospital 90 minutes away, and we could go on. So what's driving this collapse? And is there a way out? Let's find out. The heart of the problem? Japan's medical fees are fixed by the government. The most recent revision raised them by just 0.88%. Meanwhile, hospital costs have surged. Wages, supplies, and utilities are all up. Slightly more income. Significantly more expense. A system designed for sustainability is now suffocating. And the names of the fallen keep growing. Kitami Chuo Hospital, bankrupt. Kiowa Hospital, shuttered. Mumen Hospital, buried under billions of yen in debt. These are not failing private startups. They're pillars of regional healthcare. Rural Japan is ground zero. These communities were already hollowing out. Now, with hospitals gone, they become unlivable. No ER, no maternity care, no basic support for the elderly. And young doctors? They're not coming. COVID made it worse. Many still avoid hospitals unless absolutely necessary. Professor Tomoaki Imamura of Nara Medical University told MBS News that people are arriving later, sicker, and sometimes beyond saving. Meanwhile, beds sit empty, costing money but earning none. Here is the human toll. One woman in a rural region said she was sent away from an understaffed hospital and told to drive another hour to a bigger facility. They just told me to go somewhere else. I was terrified, wondering what would happen if it were an emergency. And it's not just a medical issue. A single hospital closure can devastate an entire town. One 500-bed facility may support 2,000 jobs. Remove it, and you lose the economic foundation of a region. Shops close, property values plummet, families leave. Doctors are not in short supply, but their distribution is broken. Most choose urban jobs in Tokyo or Osaka. Pediatricians and OB/GYNs are vanishing from rural areas. Cosmetic surgery clinics, which offer better hours and higher profits, are booming instead. And while Japan's work-style reforms have curbed doctor overwork, limiting overtime to 80 hours a month, hospitals are reeling. The system used to depend on overwork. Now it's understaffed and overburdened. Meanwhile, younger doctors are making rational career choices. Why work 100-hour weeks in a rural maternity ward when you can inject Botox in a Shibuya clinic for triple the pay and none of the stress? It's not a moral failure. It's economics. The hospital buildings themselves, falling apart. Most were built before 1985. Rebuilding costs have doubled. A project that once cost 10 billion yen now needs 20. Hospitals are deferring renovations or shutting wings just to stay afloat. Some facilities are eliminating entire departments, leaving residents without basic services. And every month that passes pushes more institutions toward insolvency. So, what's the fix? Experts say Japan must consolidate, merge hospitals, downsize intelligently. If 2 regional facilities are operating at 60% capacity, why not build one strong hospital instead? But this is easier said than done. Residents protest, politicians stall, and the clock ticks. Others suggest licensing regional-only doctors. Train professionals to stay and serve in one area, with a more basic qualification. Not everyone needs to study for years just to deliver care to remote communities. But this, too, requires radical policy change. Still, others believe Japan needs to re-examine its concept of free access. Should every citizen be able to visit any hospital, anywhere? Or is it time to triage access and strengthen local clinics as the first line of defense? Even Japan's diagnostic model may need to change. Over-referral, under-treatment, and the reluctance to invest in modern technology all add to systemic strain. This isn't just about money. It's about modernization. And here's a global reality check. Japan is not alone. Canada's ER wait times are at record highs. The UK's NHS is chronically understaffed. South Korea, despite tech-savvy systems, is facing doctor strikes over reforms. Medical systems around the world are buckling under pressure. The harshest truth: we can't save every hospital. What Japan must save is the system itself. As one commentator said, it's not about protecting buildings, it's about protecting care. So, what can everyday people do? Choose your local clinic. Don't wait until you're critically ill. Early treatment saves lives. Dr. Imamura stressed this repeatedly. Hesitation kills. Japan's healthcare system is still among the best in the world, but it's in crisis. Without bold action, hospitals will continue to vanish, and with them, entire communities. Other countries may be struggling, but Japan is standing on a cliff edge. If you're watching this from a country with its own healthcare challenges, consider this a warning. Aging populations, financial strain, medical burnout. These aren't Japan's problems. They're all of ours. The collapse is quiet, but it's real, and it's accelerating. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.